Good morning. My name is Keith Kondrich, and I'm the Executive Director for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul here in the Diocese of Pittsburgh. And for today's Monday meditation, I'd like to reflect for a few minutes on one of the greatest saints of all time, Mary Magdalene. And let's start off with a passage from the Gospel of John, chapter 20, that everybody is familiar with. It's the scene where Mary goes to the tomb of Jesus after he's been crucified. Mary stayed outside the tomb weeping, and as she wept, she bent over into the tomb and saw two angels in white sitting there, one at the head and one at the feet where the body of Jesus had been. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken my Lord, and I don't know where they laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus there, but did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener and said to him, "Sir, if you carried him away, tell me where you laid him, and I will take him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Stop holding on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and tell them, I am going to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Again, I know we're all very familiar with this passage, but I want to draw your attention to two important points. When Mary finally recognizes Jesus and embraces him out of sheer joy, what does Jesus say to her? He says something very odd, especially given the fact that these two are good friends. He says to her, "Stop holding on to me. Stop holding on to me." Did you ever think that was kind of odd? Here Mary is so saddened and so depressed and so distraught about the death of her friend, and there he is standing in front of her alive. And she's overjoyed, and she embraces him. But he says, "Stop holding on to me. Let go." That's the first lesson I want you to think about. Let go. Mary's still thinking of Jesus in human terms. She hasn't fully realized yet that he has resurrected, that he is God. He's still thinking of her as her friend, her teacher, right? But Jesus says to her, now that he is resurrected, the fullness of his message should be recognized. And so, my brothers and sisters, we too have to let go. We have to let go of any preconceived notions that we have about Jesus. To stop trying to put Jesus into our human perceptions, our human categories, our human silos. We have to let go of Jesus the Democrat. We have to let go of Jesus the Republican. We have to let go of Jesus the Socialist. We have to let go of insert whatever movement, whatever cause you want. We have to let go of our notions of Jesus. Jesus is divine. Jesus is God. And we need to embrace his entire divinity and not try to categorize him based on what we want Jesus to be. The second thing that Jesus tells Mary is this. He says, "Go. Go tell my brothers." Once we embrace Jesus as divine, once we embrace Jesus as God, not just as some great teacher, not just as some great preacher, not some great miracle worker, once we embrace Jesus as God, then we need to go. We need to go and tell the world. That's one of the most important jobs we have as Christians. To not hold on to those preconceived notions, to not put Jesus into a category, but to recognize Jesus as God, and then to share that with everybody we encounter. That's why at the end of every Mass that I serve, I always dismiss the congregation by saying, "Go and announce the gospel of the Lord. Go and announce the good news." And so for this week, I ask you to do two things. Number one, reflect on what preconceived notions you might have about Jesus. Reflect on whatever categories you've placed Jesus in to support your worldview. Let go. Just like Jesus said to Mary, let go, Jesus is saying to you and I, let go. Secondly, go. Go out into the world. Share the good news. Find one person this week that you can bring joy to, that you can bring hope to, that you can bring the message, the good news, which is the gospel of Jesus Christ. God bless you and have a great week.